Fly fishing is always very popular in the local area and in general the whole northern Ohio area. Just on my way to work I passed the Grand River, which is a fantastic place for fly fishing. Like I said, the silver bullets, the steelhead. It's a great place to be, but we also have all of Lake Erie with the fly fishing there. The fishing here is just amazing, and I think it's one of the undersung, underpublicized travel opportunities that people don't know so much about. I'm working on trying to get the word out there.
We at the New Fly Fisher have a storied past in Ohio, namely because the fishing for steelhead is incredible.
There you go. Now bring it out. There's a snag there. That's.
Fish on.
Yeah.
Right there. What a technique, Jeff. What a technique right there. This is outstanding.
Steelhead are high jumping, line pulling, knuckle busting adversaries on fly. They will readily take egg patterns, zonkers, stoneflies, and worm imitations. And when a fish eats, you'll know it for sure. Any unnatural movement on your tight line or indicator, set the hook.
When you're fishing a pool or a run, how deep should you set your indicator rig on your leader? It's a very easy question, and it could make the difference between catching and not catching anything all day. Well, a great rule of thumb is if you can estimate how deep the pool is or the run is that you're going to be fishing, go 1.5 times that depth where you set your indicator on your leader. So if it's a 4-foot deep pool that you're fishing, set your indicator at the 6-foot mark. If it's a 5-foot deep pool that you're fishing, set your indicator at a 7.5-foot mark. When you approach a pool and you're ready to start fishing it, you know how deep it is, or approximately, go 1.5 times, and that's where you set your indicator. All right, so we come to this big bend pool here on this river, and this was the 3rd drift through, and boom, got a really nice steelhead here. Yeah, he ate the egg. Look at how fresh this fish looks. Oh my gosh, it's just fantastic, just beautiful. This is what you come to Ohio for. What a great fish. This is amazing. Hot, clean, fresh fish. There it goes. That was fun. That was really, really fun. Ate the egg. Perfect.
You know, I thought it was snagging on the bottom. A small one hit just at the last minute. Well, persistence pays off. I was swinging the fly in front of me here and putting it on the dangle, and Mike says to leave it on the dangle for a little bit. Let it just hang. And a lot of times the fish will follow along with the fly, and when you first move it, that's when they hit it. And that's what happened here. It was just stripping in, and bang, he hit it. Now, he took it, he really hit it hard right at the end when he took it. I was surprised. I was thinking that I was getting ready for another cast, and I thought I might have snagged up. But just goes to show you, it can surprise you at any time. This time of year, the fish are hardy, the water's cold, and they fight hard. There he is there. Very good. Oh yeah, nice.
Look at that leech hanging out of the mouth.
Got him? All right. Now that is a beautiful fall steelhead. Beautiful fall steelhead. And he took it right in the lower jaw there. There we go, got it. Now, just
nice, fresh, heavy Maitland steelhead, true genetics, not a clipper.
Yeah,
See, they're good. It's been in probably about 2 weeks since the last big flow we had.
Yeah, That's a male. Bit of a kipe in the jaw
Just a
there.
little bit of a kipe start.
Yeah.
You got the color always starts on the cheek patches first. Nice silver color. Let him go
And away he goes.
There are numerous rivers to fish in the area, but we're going to concentrate on two migratory steelhead waters, the Ashtabula and Conneaut Creek. Migratory rainbow trout, called steelhead, are highly prized trophies. They're beautiful and become leaping titans when hooked. For many anglers, steelhead fly fishing is the ultimate challenge. Okay, Jeff, this is pretty non-descriptive. Tell me exactly where you want me to place my fly.
Well, Bill, as you can see, there's a ledge cutting across the
Yeah, I
river
can
right
see that
there.
quite clearly, yeah.
Quite clearly. There's a stone back there. They're going to be right through that dark water in that slot right there. Then over in that rougher water, they'll be in there, and then in the back. Now, you may want to throw a few casts up high up here. What I find is the chrome fish will often punch up into that. They like, I don't know, a little more oxygen or a little more movement. And you can't see them in that water. Since you're the guest, why don't you...
Sure. Ooh, that was hit. Somehow, I don't know about you, Jeff, you get a good feeling, you know it's going to happen?
Yeah. That happened right there.
Right there, yeah. Good man.
Whoa. So the name Ashtabula means river of many fish. Many rainbow steelhead trout.
Fish on.
There you go.
Double header.
Got a double.
Gotta love it. Right here at the Narrows. I got a decent fish too. Yeah, all right. It's bugle trout. But it made life exciting for a little bit. Jeff has got the steelhead and I got the bugle trout.
Nice fish.
It's been a tough day. We've had high, bright sunshine. We were fishing with egg patterns and decided to change to something more natural. We're gonna see what we got here. He took the bottom fly, he took that worm, actually. We have a San Juan worm on the bottom. And we're fishing this steady run here. And this is the first fish, so that's good. High sunshine, that's your enemy, actually. The fish become very, very spooky. That's not a bad. It's a pound and a half, you know, it's 16 inches. But
That's a little bit smaller than average. Usually in here, they're about 3 to 5 pounds.
3 to 5 pounds, yeah.
So that's a little bit smaller, but that's an indication that's a wild fish. It's got all its fins.
Yep.
So that's an indication that the system here is growing and the fish are plentiful.
And away he goes. Oh, that's good. Well, the smell of skunk is off of me.
Might be all it takes.
Yeah. The best place to find fish are in the current seams. A seam is where two currents of differing speeds meet. Fish will lay in the slower of the two currents, but near the fast current. An easy way to determine where the seams are is to follow where the foam or the bubbles go. Another area that is a fish attractor would be rocks. The current breaks around the rock and creates a seam. Also, fish will hold directly in front of the rock in a hydro cushion that is created when the water is deflected around.
My preferred rod for fishing steelhead on the Nottawasaga and any of the Georgian Bay tributaries is a 7-weight, 10-foot rod, or even 11-foot rod. Occasionally I'll use switch rods in the 6 and 7 weight range. The longer the rod tends to be a little bit easier for drifting, mending, and presenting the fly properly. I really like to use large arbor reels. I find they'll hold a lot more backing for some of the hard-fighting steelhead that we catch out here on the Nottawasaga and the other Georgian Bay tributaries. I like using 7 weights, 8 weights, and well, probably more 6 and 7 weights with floating lines.
I'll never doubt you again, Andrew. Never doubt you again, buddy.
I told you, he's the expert in here. I'm gonna get the net.
Yes, sir. Right at the end of the run. The indicator just moved a little bit. Wasn't much, and so I set the hook. And this should jump. He should be ready. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. You gotta love steelhead. You gotta love steelhead. Whew. Yes, sir. Now, again, I say this every time, but when you got steelhead on or any big fish, if they want to pull line out, you allow them to pull. As long as you can pull them in, you do. On a 10-foot number 7 weight, you gotta love it. I'll lead him to you, sir.
Just gotta get his head up and...
Yep. His or her, I think it's a him.
It looks like a male.
Yeah.
Pointy snout.
Pointy snout, yep.
That's a fresh fish though, very silver.
Oh yeah, very fresh. As soon as I stung him, I could tell. Well, look at how bullet clear he is, or bullet silver.
You ready for me to scoop him?
Anytime.
All right.
I'll lead him to you.
You hit that egg fly?
Yeah, it's a bottom fly, so it's the egg fly.
I like those big eggs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good. Very good.
In the bag.
Okay, in the bag, yeah. That is a bullet silver. Beautiful, beautiful Southern Ontario steelhead.
That's fresh in from the lake, probably
Yep.
1 or 2 days.
So let's step out a little bit farther and not drown myself. Oh boy, that water is cold. That didn't take long. Well, that is exciting. I've been fishing for over 40 years, and that still excites me like the very first time it ever happened. There's nothing like steelhead. Woo.
Today what we're fishing for are steelhead running in from Georgian Bay. What a steelhead is for the beginners is a migratory rainbow trout. It's a fish that's spawned or born in the headwaters of cold water rivers and creeks. When they hit a certain age, they return to the lake. They'll spend most of their adult life in the lake, and they'll return again to spawn as a mature and adult steelhead. An average steelhead in this area is 3 to 5 pounds, but we get them sometimes up to 10, 15, and even over 20 pounds. One of the Georgian Bay tributaries, known as the Nottawasaga, held the Ontario record, which was a 29-pound fish. And they're probably, in my opinion, the hardest fighting fish in Ontario, and a whole lot of fun to get on a fly rod.
Had to strip in on that one. Oh, and he let go. Oh, he broke me off.
He did.
He broke me off, yeah.
Who tied that knot?
Wowee.
Welcome everybody to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Colin McEwen. In this week's show, we're back in Ohio for part 2 of our steelheading fantasy trip. And what we're going to be talking about in this episode is egg patterns, why they work, and how to use them. We're also going to have Jeff Blood talking about the blood dot, one of the most effective flies I know. It's going to be a great show. I know you're going to love it. Stay with us. November is my favorite time of year, and you may ask why. Well, it's because this is the best time of the year to fish for migratory Great Lakes steelhead. I've traveled down to Ashtabula County in Ohio to the home waters of steelhead guru Jeff Blood. Jeff is an expert steelheader who loves to teach people techniques for fly fishing. Listen as Jeff explains how to approach a run when steelheading.
What I'm doing right now is I'm prospecting or reading the water to determine where I think the fish are going to be laying. And there's a couple of dark spots here close to me. So before I wade into the river, I actually throw a couple of lines into this water that might hold a fish up close to the bank. And a lot of guys make a mistake by wading right into the river, and they just push their fish out that are sometimes easy fish to catch. And then I'll move in, as I'm going to do right now, to where I think the sweet spot of the pool is. It'll hold the most fish. That spot over on the other side is deeper. There's a ledge out there, and because of that structure, it's just the optimum place for the fish to be. Now we gotta try to tire this fish out a little bit. What I find is that the egg has been fishing less than the white zonker. The white zonker is about 5 to 1 maybe on takes in this type of water condition. And I've just got to get this fish up here close to me. Try to get my indicator up to the top. When I get my indicator to the top, I'm going to reach back. I'm going to pull my net off my back. I'm going to flip it out. And we got a nice fat steelhead. Quick release. Great fish. So the 4 elements of imitation are really important for catching fish. The 4 elements are size, color, silhouette, and behavior. When it comes to the egg pattern, and I look at size first, an average trout egg or steelhead egg is 5.2 millimeters. As far as silhouette, the eggs are round. And so I attempt to build my egg at least elliptical and round and not distort that pattern. So no matter what angle the fish sees it from, it looks round to them. The eggs are in the orange to yellow category, mostly orangish yellow. And some eggs have a very distinct yolk inside and a lighter albumin around it with a lot of contrast. Other eggs don't have that, they're one solid color. The behavior of the fly is real simple. It's controlled by how the fly is tied and how it floats in the water, and then how the fisherman presents it. Hit that.
Oh,
that's a big one. Bigger.
That's a bigger fish. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Whoa. So I'm using a 10-foot 7-weight rod, which is perfect because you get the reach for high sticking and nymphing. And at the same time, it cushions the blow of these fish when they do this. You kind of, oh, nice jump. When they do this, and at the same time, you want to have a good quality large arbor reel. So you can bring in line. And this guy is going right below you, Jeff. He's going to beach himself is what he's going to do.
No,
he's going downriver on me.
He'll come back up. He didn't want to be in that shallow water, trust me.
Look at this thing go.
That fish has a lot of fight in it.
This is a really strong fish. I just can't believe the power. Look at it. Oh, look at him there. As soon as you move, Jeff, he sees it and he goes. You hear Bill and I talk about this all the time in the show. It's so true. You get a big fish like this, they're so strong, and in order to get them in successfully, you gotta have quality, every capacity. but especially in your terminal tackle. Trying to get his head up.
Jeez.
Now that was a battle. He used the current.
Look how fat that fish is.
That is a big fish. That's incredible.
Let him go.
Oh, that's incredible. Look at that. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
That was a battle royale.